Do you ever get the feeling like your renders are taking forever? If your computer's feeling sluggish, or you want to play better games, your games aren't performing the same way they used to. There's a lot of reasons that you might want to bump up your GPU. So, I bought a Core Chroma X. Let's see how this thing stacks up in 2020. First off, this thing is a beast. It is like 10 pounds. Pretty ridiculous. I feel like it could be lighter, but let's set that aside and talk about our graphics card for the moment. I got a Sapphire Nitro Plus 5700 XT, which is kind of the best that a Mac can take right now, at least in an eGPU setting. So let's slap this in and do some benchmarks. So first off, this is a very pretty card. I guess it's got some light uppy bits over here with the Nitro logo, and on the top with the Sapphire. Of course, being on a Mac, they don't make any software that you can actually control the lights with. Same with the Core Chroma X. Although there is an open source project going on right now, which I'll put a link to down in the description, where they're working on Mac drivers for all of the lighty bits of Elgato's Chroma series. So let's get into the install for this bad boy. All you need to do is pull out the handle, slides out of its frictionless case, easy peasy. Undo this thumb screw, slide the plate off, and pop your graphics card into the slot. And then when it's seated down in there, just replace that thumb screw. And of course you need to plug in your power. Then just slide that whole enclosure back inside, lock it up, and you're good to go. Before we can see what this new eGPU can do, we need to set some benchmarks. So let's hop over to Final Cut, because our core purpose is to be able to edit and process 4K footage on a laptop better, right? Just for the sake of clarity, all of our baseline renders and benchmarks are going to be done on a 2018 15-inch MacBook Pro, running the upgraded graphics card, the Radeon Pro 560X. It's a 4GB card, and both our baseline tests and our eGPU tests will be done on our external monitor, because the throughput from the eGPU goes out to there, and that's how I work every day anyway. Let's jump into it. Load up the Bruce X 4K test. It's a short but really powerful 4K timeline. Oof, there's a lot going on here. So what we're gonna do is export that. My go-to is ProRes 422HQ, and when it's done, we're gonna open with QuickTime Player. And 3, 2, 1, go. So while this is waiting, let's pull up our render. And as soon as QuickTime Player pops up, we're gonna hit stop. $28.08, not bad. Ooh, $28.08 for 2 seconds. Up next, we're going to run the Unigine Heaven benchmark on ultra quality, extreme tessellation, 8x anti-aliasing, 1440 resolution. I do not have high hopes, but let's see. And we're going to set up the same quality for the Unigine Valley benchmark. God, that's pretty. Wow. Oh, look at those pop-ins. Oof. So, now that we've got that enclosure all assembled, and we've got it installed, or as much as you can install something that is external, we got it hooked up, we got it plugged into the computer, and then if you look up here, you'll notice that there's just one little icon. That's totally plug and play. It's great. So, now that we have that all put together, let's rerun our benchmarks. First up again, we have the Bruce X 5K test. Last time it took us 28 seconds and a little bit to render 2 seconds of 5K video. So let's jump back in and rerun the test. 3, 2, 1. Again, I'm gonna take a look. Oh, almost done before I could even get the monitor up. I was a little slow on the stop button, but we had 14.9-ish seconds this time. Up next, we're gonna rerun the Unigine Heaven benchmark. And finally, the Unigine Valley benchmark. And of course, here's an obligatory graph. For the Unigine tests, the higher frames per second bar is better. For the Bruce X test, the lower render time is better. So, all in all, even in the year 2020, where computers are getting faster and faster, if you don't feel like you want to upgrade your core laptop because you like the portability, or the CPU is still doing just fine, but you're kind of grinding down on more GPU intensive tasks, then I think an eGPU is a pretty good solution. The Core Chroma X box itself is really nice. It's easy to install. The cards are swappable, so that box will still be good even as technology advances. So we'll always have this now. And yeah, overall, I'm really happy with the performance improvements that we got. Even just in my day-to-day editing, even not with 4K footage, I've noticed an incredible improvement. Editing on the external display feels just as snappy as editing on the internal display, which was always a big disconnect of oh, do I want the screen real estate or do I want the performance? And no, I don't really have to sacrifice either. So all in all, it's a pretty good win for me, I feel. Anyway, thanks for watching. Any notes that we mentioned will be down in the description. Please like and subscribe, all of those typical YouTuber-y things. And if you want, come check us out on Twitch, where on Tuesdays we stream DIY and editor type things like this, and on Thursdays we just have some fun and we'll put this new eGPU through its paces and stream some games, because you need to have a little fun. Like I said, it's 2020. So, thanks for watching and have a great day.